People believe that JHope recently leaked Jimin's relationship on a talk show he was on. We also have people saying to cancel a specific reunion, and then people saying that BTS's popularity has dropped. Say Dumplings, this is Dave Desai. Let's get into it. Recently, a lot of people have been talking about canceling a BLACKPINK reunion after a clip recently came out. I've said this many times before, and I'll continue to say it. The biggest enemy of BLACKPINK, and maybe even many other K-pop groups, tends to be people within their own community, their own fandom. These are people that seemingly expect a lot, sometimes expect things that are not humanly possible, and they tend to compare or overly criticize the group that they like. And this can make sense to some degree, because if you are defending the girls and putting a lot of effort into saying that the girls are amazing, then you're expecting that a lot of the stuff that comes out has to be amazing. Otherwise, you look stupid. The community has been demanding and asking for a comeback for a while, since the girls have been doing solo activity for quite some time. So the girls actually recently announced a little bit of a reunion and a little bit of a tour that has gotten mixed reactions. A lot of people are saying that they should just stick to the solo stuff, and these are the people that have normally been fans of the group. A clip came out of rehearsal or soundcheck, and a lot of people were upset at two things. One of them being the fact that they were performing the same song that they normally perform, and some of those songs are songs that they have performed since they debuted, with them being years and years old. Many people are even talking about how it seemed like the girls are not performing songs that they haven't ever performed before, like Ice Cream. And this sentiment makes sense, because a lot of people were wondering why they were just performing the same thing, especially since it's supposed to be a good moment for the community. Seeing all the girls come back together, aren't there any surprises? Now, no one knows what the actual set list yet, and I can't sit here and defend and say, oh, they're definitely going to be performing new songs. But there is no set list confirmed. No official news sites or any official publications have yet to release actually what the set list is going to be. You heard that right. The K-pop community is getting upset over them allegedly not performing any new songs, even though no set list has been confirmed yet. There's only fan reports that they are performing the hit, and then whoever recorded this little teaser of them at rehearsal or soundcheck, they only showed the girls performing those hit songs. So the community then thinks, oh, this is confirmation that they're only going to be performing those songs. But if the preview came out from official sources or came out from someone working with the girls directly or the label, then they obviously wouldn't leak any surprises. They would just try to pick the songs that many people expect the girls will perform. This is kind of crazy, and I always wonder why backlash like this even exists, because as I said, nothing has been confirmed and people are just upset over something that they've made up in their own mind. I hope that this type of thinking or this mindset doesn't spill over into any of the other comebacks that the K-pop community has been hoping for. For example, if everyone feels this way about a BTS concert after just some previews come out, then that would definitely be even more disappointing to me, because we've been waiting for this for such a long time. And it was even more frustrating that everyone was talking about how BTS has lost their popularity or it's dropped rapidly after some new reports have come out. Recently, Netflix released a movie called Kpop Demon Hunters. Seems like a really cool premise, seems like something I would definitely watch, seems like something you can just mindlessly put on and something fun to see. So I definitely will be excited to see this. I have not watched it yet. It has not been out for about 2 weeks, I believe, and I'm not going to get too much into the story. However, the show shows a villain and a good guy, and the villains are demons turned into a boy band. And the girl group is a girl group that hunts demons. So you can kind of see the premise of the story there. The boy group is really handsome, and a lot of people have been fawning over them online. During an apparent interview, the creators talked about how the boy group was inspired by several different boy groups combined. So ATEEZ, BTS, Stray Kids, and many more. Now this is where things get a little bit upsetting. There are obviously songs and things in the movie because it's about K-pop, so there's quite a bit of soundtracks and things like that going on. The song and the soundtrack seemingly got to #1, and this fake cartoon animated boy band seemed to have overtaken BTS and their record. People were really upset about this because they don't like anyone overtaking BTS's record. This had then led people to defend BTS by saying that the people taking over the record is a fake group, and that only a fake group could have surpassed BTS's record. Meanwhile, a lot of K-pop groups have yet to surpass that record. And this is going on because a lot of people have used this opportunity to say BTS is not popular anymore, because now they've had their record taken, and that means they're not relevant anymore. That's what people are saying. I personally don't know how many people are going to make the point that I am going to make right now, but in that whole time that BTS had been in the military and that we've seen them gone for like 3 years doing solo stuff and whatever, they've only been overtaken now. To me, that shows just how popular they are and continue to be, because even after this many years, still a person, a K-pop idol, couldn't overtake it. And it really took a popular Netflix show to do that. But again, this is all if the actual record is real, and it's hard for me to validate that because I can obviously easily do a Google search or an AI search, but a lot of that information is based off of what people are saying. So if it's based off of reports or fan content online, then there's no way for me to verify that personally whether or not it's true because there's no actual reports or actual charts and stuff. However, a show causing a song to go viral or really go #1 is not the same as an artist doing that, because an artist has to sustain that record for many months or weeks due to tours and that sort of stuff, whereas the point of the song in this movie is just to be popular for long enough to sell the movie. So it likely won't remain on the charts that long or that much longer. That's just the nature of soundtracks and songs in movies. And one of the reasons why is because you'll have things like dating rumors with real people and that sort of stuff that can typically help an artist really push their music. But obviously, that stuff can't exist for a movie, especially one that is a fictional one and a cartoon one. For example, JHope was recently on Sana's Fridge interview. So that is her talk show. JHope mentioned that he had encountered Jian during Sana's show, and this is the person that Jimin was believed to be in a relationship with. JHope apparently talked about his experience meeting her a long time ago, I think pre-debut or maybe just a little bit after debut. Jian happened to be the girl that Jimin has been shipped with for a really long time, and a lot of people around that time had believed that they were in a relationship together, and of course this conversation just sparked up those rumors again. JHope clarified that they were not close and that they did not know each other beyond that initial meeting that they had, but complimented her on how talented she is and all that stuff. Apparently JHope had apologized for not keeping in contact with her, and that was another thing that made people believe that maybe Jimin was actually dating her, because why would he care about being in contact with her? However, you can want to be in contact with someone just because they're a talented person and they're also in the same industry as you, and you want to be well connected with the people in your industry. This is sad that a lot of people in the community want to see BTS just keep to themselves and not interact with anyone. They would much rather prefer that the boys literally do nothing and meet no one. It is very common, and in fact it's not only very common, it is very much necessary for anyone in the industry, whether you're assigned to a big label or not, whether you're super famous or not, to be constantly networking and meeting people in the industry so that you can do more with your career. A label can really only do so much, and a lot of times when we hear about a collaboration between one member and another, or one artist and another, we're hearing that it was that they met each other in the studio or that they met each other at the club, and then that turned into a collaboration. So a lot of this is meeting that celebrity organically first before making the music. It's also more rare nowadays for a label to just reach out to an artist and then that turning into anything. Not only do people want an organic story, but the artists themselves don't want to just collaborate with someone when it doesn't feel natural. But when you know someone and you get to feel their energy in person, that makes the art feel more organic and perhaps even the chemistry feel a little bit more organic. And you know what? That's something that the BTS members don't get to have very often. Most of the time, people either on BTS's team or the other team do have to reach out to get collaborations going, because the boys are not at many parties or any place for any person to actually meet them organically. So no, I don't think that anything romantic is happening, and I don't think that we should necessarily assume that either. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos, linked down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.